Good morning. How are we doing? So, had a question yesterday about vitamin B12, which has been in the news quite a lot actually recently, to do with deficiency. Especially, they've been reading. I'm not sure where they read this part, but I know I've come across it before. So I guess it's good that it's gone out there. But can be a bit of panic, which is vitamin B12 deficiency, especially in women. 50 plus and 60 plus. So they were asking, should they be supplementing with that? So should you supplement with vitamin B12? Now let's go back a step a little bit. Now there's a few different types of deficiency. So one can be more to do with anemia, which is usually treated with injections that can be linked to an autoimmune condition, which we don't really know much about and why that occurs. A very individual thing, and that's normally done with injections as a treatment. And so that's one way around it. On that. Now I'll go to your GP in that side of it if you were in that camp, and you probably know who you are. You probably already do them, and you probably notice extreme tiredness, fatigue, when that injection wears off. Now, what if you're not sure? What if you do have all the symptoms? And all the symptoms, unfortunately, are quite normal, I guess. Like if you're stressed, tired, and if you think about vitamin B12, it essentially helps us get the nutrients from food, red blood cells, circulating around, more oxygen to where it needs to be, so it can help with brain, it can help with our energy levels, pins and needles, muscle aches, you name it, headaches, lots of symptoms that are quite normal, to be honest. Like, if you say you've got a headache, say you're a bit tired, is it going to be the thing where you go, where's your vitamin B12 at? However, the other cause of this is diet. So diet is a cause because we need to get vitamin B. And our main sources are meat, dairy, eggs, fish, which, of course, if you're vegetarian or vegan, you're going to struggle to get unless you have things like nutritional yeast or sounds disgusting, but you eat dirty vegetables. I'll let you work that one out. That line is actually in a research paper. It actually says the way a lot of animals get their B12 is from eating vegetables with poo on it. Sounds odd. I'm not saying do that. So what can we do in on this? Should you supplement? Well, if you're vegan, vegetarian, if you're vegetarian and you eat, say, eggs, you eat dairy, you might be okay, providing you haven't got anemia, of course, and you haven't got an autoimmune condition which impacts this. If you are vegan, then I would consider going down the route of trying to get some nutritional yeast in your diet. Probably be good, but then a supplement wouldn't do any harm for you. Would be my recommendation. But if you're not getting it from your diet, from eggs, meats, dairy, then you might want to consider that, and it's potentially only going to have a benefit. If you are someone who's just cut that out just because, maybe you read somewhere, it's confusing sometimes, right? You read somewhere that I need to be vegan to help my recovery, and then you're quite tired after a certain period of time because we have vitamin B stores for a while. It's not like something that happens overnight, hence why people with anemia, they can have an injection and they can feel quite good for a period of time, then it just slowly wears off again, even though they're not actually absorbing much, if any, during that time. So your body's quite clever, and dietary changes can take a while to have an impact. So if you're someone who is thinking, you know what, my tiredness has gone through the roof since I've cut out these products, then that might be something to consider. And hey Louise, hey Darren, and I want to touch on this one thing as well, because I do think it's worth doing. If you look at like organic plant-based milks, and I say this because it happened with a client, and I think it's always good to share this stuff. So they switched out just dairy milk for almond milk, and then they started getting organic almond milk, and cashew milk, which is fine, but where it was organic, it wasn't fortified with any vitamins. So you've gone from cow's milk, which is full of vitamin B, iodine, which is important for thyroid health, protein, nonetheless, in on there. Um, and then they've switched it to almond milk, which is essentially, you know, water, almonds, then a load of vitamins fortified in. So a bit like taking a multivitamin tablet with it, which is fine. You know, they're not getting the protein, but they're getting the vitamins, at least from a supplement, which is put in the almond milk, not by them, by the company. But then when they switch to an organic one, because they would either have to say not all of this product is organic, aka the vitamin isn't organic, the calcium that we put in here isn't organic, it's kind of man-made, processed, if you like. Anyway, they wanted to say 100% organic, I guess, on this product. It has no vitamins added into it. So the reason I'm sharing that is if you're someone who gets quite a lot of their vitamins and minerals from plant-based milk and you turn to organic, you might want to be wary on that one, because you might be losing out on the vitamins that, like B12, that may be useful for you in terms of energy for you. So I hope that helps, and yeah, you'll probably see quite a lot over the next few weeks of it as well, because I was actually only reading a paper the other day about deficiency, and then it came up with someone else has read somewhere about, especially in women 60 plus. So yeah, you're probably going to see a lot of this. So do you have vitamin B12 from your diet? Do you have those sources? You know, eggs, dairy, meat, fish. Seems to just go back around, doesn't it? We go, oh yeah, we need to cut back on that. And then it's like, oh no, we need that now. We need you back. And ultimately it comes back down to getting that balance right. Get that balance right, and not being too exclusive unless you really need to. And that's one for another day. So I hope that helps. Have an awesome Sunday. It's not raining right now, so enjoy your Sunday. Eat your protein, stay safe, get your B12 in, get checked if you are wondering, but I hope that at the same time they're probably thinking, I hope not everyone now thinks they've got a B12 deficiency. Anyway, that's not for me to resolve. I can only give information on that. But have a look at the diet, consider, are you getting enough in from your diet? And have an awesome weekend.